Cards that are free or generate a lot of free value are just broken, right? A Cori-Steel Cutter, for example, a seemingly good impression of Monastery Mentor, but just better. It's had a big impact in all formats it's legal in. And in today's video, I wanted to go over this card's impact on Modern, Pioneer, Legacy, and maybe a little bit of Standard, not only going over decklist, but gameplay at the end as well. I want to use videos like this to showcase how not only conceptually can you really abuse a card like this, but also in terms of video gameplay, showcase how as you get older into the formats, the power of this card drastically increases with the access to free spells. Now, if you want to see more videos like this, highlighting one card across all formats, then I need you to leave a like on the video and comment down below, what is the next card you want me to showcase and if there are any format changes whatsoever. But for now, let's talk a little bit of broken Tarkir Dragonstorm artifact magic. A lot of you will recognize this card already. If you're playing any 1v1 constructed format, you are seeing this card make an impact. But again, today's video is to go over its impact in all formats that it is legal in, at least in a 1v1 constructed scenario. So Cori-Steel Cutter, artifact equipment for red and a 1. It says equipped creature gets +1/+1 and trample and haste. You can equip for red and a 1. So relatively cheap to play and relatively cheap to equip. Good signs there and good combat buffs. A slight power toughness buff, a little bit of evasion in the trample, and some immediate effectiveness in the haste. The flurry ability on it says whenever you cast your second spell each turn, which has been a common theme in more recent sets, create a 1/1 white monk token with prowess. You may attach this equipment to it. The power of that, obviously, in comparison to something like Monastery Mentor, which creates a 1/1 token, instead that 1/1 token now gains haste with the equipment being able to immediately get onto it. We understand its impact and notably being banned in Standard. Now, we're going to go over all of it except for maybe Vintage. We're going to talk about Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, and a little bit of Standard today. Let's take a look at how this artifact, again, out of an in-universe Magic set, which I'm very happy to say is making such a big splash. It's nice when cards are powerful, but especially now, I think it's worth pointing out when a big splashy card not meant to sell a Universes Beyond set and offset the cost of licensing, such as VV Ornithir, a card that isn't that is actually making a big splash. It's a good sign. It's a good sign to me, at least. Now, when it comes to Is It Prowess in Standard, this is a second place finish from Ian Robb of Pro Tour Final Fantasy, losing ultimately to Mono Red that does not play Cori-Steel Cutter, but we know that this card had a big impact in the Standard environment that it was in. Alongside VV Ornithir, there's a lot of cheap magic cards in here, cheap in terms of magic cost, a converted mana cost, that you can play alongside the Cori-Steel Cutter. A very difficult permanent type to deal with in general. The more broken openers that you would generally see are Storm Chaser Challenge into something like Cori-Steel, and then at that point you might be into the Flood Mawing your opponent's threat alongside maybe then Sleight of Hand, and then you play a third land, Monstrous Rage your Cori-Steel token, and then you're off to the races from there. Fortunately enough, though, in comparison to some of the other formats that exist that we're going to talk about, there are no quote-unquote free magic spells that exist here that might power this card up even further on your opponent's turn for some early aggression. It's pretty simple here. You play some buff spells, you play some removal spells to clear the way, such as Torch the Tower, and you play some interaction in terms of some light counter magic. But really, you play some threats, you put them sideways, and Cori-Steel Cutter does a real good job of that in Standard. Now, when it comes to in comparison to the rest of the format, we know that this card was banned in a very big wave of cards being banned. Red was a very big problem in the format, and they also did away with some of the more common elements that exist in some of the other archetypes that they saw would see rise in that format. So Standard, not much to talk about. It's been a horse beaten to death here, and so we can move on from this format. We understand that the card has had a big impact on Standard if it was to be banned. Now, when it comes to the Pioneer format, red is at the top of the metagame, although I do really believe Simic Scape Shift or Ban Scape Shift, however you want to think about it, is actually in fact a really good meta call against a metagame like this. I want to focus in on Is It Pheonix. This has been a format staple for a very long time. It is the format where you can play cards like the Arclight Phoenix alongside Treasure Cruise as a playset, and so you're doing busted things in Magic and some age-old classic moves that a lot of Magic players like. Some big hasty threats, cheap interactive Magic spells, and just again getting your opponent down to 0. The primary plan of this deck is get Arclight Phoenixes into the deck, cast at least 3 or more instant and sorceries on that turn, and then once you go to your combat step, the Arclight Phoenixes can return. But the great secondary plan that exists in this deck right now is, of course, the Cori-Steel Cutters, a very common line that you might see actually is maybe something like Cori-Steel Cutter on turn 2. Then you can play something like an Artist's Talent, which counts as your first spell. Then you can maybe cast something like a Sleight of Hand as your second spell to trigger the Cori-Steel. And then on top of that, the Artist's Talent on its first mode is going to get you to discard a card whenever you cast a non-creature card. So you might be able to discard your Arclight Phoenix from there. And then on your next turn after that, on your turn 4, you can maybe then set up an Arclight Phoenix. Of course, you can do this earlier on. You could start off with a turn 2 Artist's Talent and then go with the Cori-Steel into that. You can flip that around if you want. That way you get one more discard. So if you start off with the Artist's Talent, you can go Cori-Steel, discard Pheonix, draw a card. You can then go second spell, discard a Pheonix, keep going. Unfortunately, from there, you won't have the mana to cast any more free spells. Again, we are in Pioneer where those type of spells do not generally exist for any reasonable amount. So in terms of the late game, you have a play set of Treasure Cruise to take you there. Outside of that, you have a crap ton of draw spells, a little bit of interaction. The Lightning Axe is a way to discard your Arclight Phoenixes, and into the Flood Maw to remove some threats in the way. And past that, aggression, tempo, that's what Eidetic Phoenix is at the end of the day. And in very similar ways, it plays close to what the Izzet Prowess deck is trying to do in something like Standard, whereas you didn't have the cheap threat that was able to be recurred over and over again from your graveyard. You now in fact have slightly more efficient magic spells, a little bit better of a late game, honestly. Treasure Cruise being, generally speaking, a 1 mana draw 3, you are able to find more gas over and over again, and so you're just going to have a lot more resiliency in that sense. Obviously this deck does have downsides to it, but generally speaking, Cori-Steel Cutter is that secondary win condition that ends up being a pretty good stabilizing plan as you look to set up your Arclight Phoenixes. Generally speaking, from what I see, especially in the post-board scenarios with my limited experience with this deck, I do find that Cori-Steel is a very solid plan into just kind of a lot of removal heavy decks, because of course, if they're unable to deal with the Cori-Steel Cutter, which a lot of decks generally are able to, if they're not superseding you, if they're not trying to be faster than you like the red decks, then they will be able to deal with the Cori-Steel Cutter as an artifact. But if they're only able to deal with the tokens themselves, they're just going to have a lot of hard time, because then you're just going to be able to go Treasure Cruise into spell after spell, or you're going to be able to go Opt into Consider into Opt or whatever, and then get back a Pheonix, make another Cori-Steel token, blah blah blah. And so this deck has a lot of synergy in terms of wanting to cast a lot of cheap spells. You're going to notice the converted mana cost of a lot of these cards are relatively low. The Torches, the Sleight of Hands, the Ops, the Considers, all a bunch of 1 mana spells, all with their own ups and downs. But really, you want to hyper synergize with stuff like Cori-Steel Cutter and even the Artist's Talent, paying that second ability for 3, reducing the cost of your non-creature spells. That's going to be able to reduce the cost of the Free the Fae on the Picklock, and also reduce the cost of Treasure Cruises, future Cori-Steels and Artist's Talents, and all that good stuff. So a lot of value to be had in a deck like this. Next up, we have a format like Modern, where we do have a lot of cheap and efficient removal. We have a lot of combo decks, and we have a lot of free spells that are at the top of the metagame. So in a format like this that is a little bit more powerful, how is something like Cori-Steel Cutter making waves in a format like this? Is it still aggressive? Is it a mid-range plan? Well, surprise, surprise, if Prowess is going to be the deck that gets banned out of Standard and we're playing a Prowess style list in Pioneer, we're going to be doing something very similar when it comes to Modern. Now, the key to this is that, you could be doing the Pheonix thing. A lot of the cards, if not all of them, that are legal in Pioneer are 1-for-1 going to be able to be ported over into Modern. The thing is, though, is you have a lot more efficiency in terms of the spells that you can cast. So you are playing a Prowess style list that can feed your graveyard, right? So you have the Dragon's Rage Channeler in there. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell on top of it, you're going to be able to put cards into your graveyard, and that can put cards in your graveyard such as Lava Dart, which can act as a quote-unquote free spell alongside, flashbacking it to sacrifice a mountain. Monastery Swift Spear, a classic Prowess threat. Slick Shot Show Off, on and off Prowess threat in terms of being played in Standard. Does see kind of limited play here and there in terms of Pioneer. I say limited play is just, I never run up against it, but again, a relatively common aggressive threat in the formats it's legal in. And on top of that, obviously you're playing the Cori-Steel Cutter. Now, let's look at the amount of free spells that exist in this deck. You have 4 Mishra's Bauble as a 0. You then have 4 Mutagenic Growths, which are instant speed 0. So you can cast this on your opponent's turn. just to get a little bit of defensive value. Maybe you want to buff something up in terms of a defensive creature to block something. And then again, alongside Dragon's Rage Channeler or just hard casting it, Lava Dart can be that free instant speed spell, that second spell out of your graveyard once you sacrifice a mountain. And so you're going to be sacrificing, you know, your Thundering Falls, your Steam Vents, your basic mountains. Unfortunately, you're not going to get your Fiery Islets or your fetches, but generally Lava Dart is going to act as that finisher. But in a format where you have a hyper efficiency of free magic cards, it's very easy to cast them when you have cards like Expressive Iteration. Expressive Iteration allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, exile one, draw one, and put one at the bottom of your deck. If you're able to draw a card with a mana cost, and then, you know, on turn 2, if you have something like a Cori-Steel Cutter already out, maybe on your turn 2, on your turn 3, you play Expressive Iteration, you can then, as your first spell, play the Expressive Iteration to then grab maybe something like a Monastery Swift Spear, and then exile maybe a free spell. You put that Monastery Swift Spear in your hand, you then play a land, cast a Swift Spear, that's your second spell. You then play your exiled free spell, that could maybe be something like a Mishra's Bauble. All of a sudden you trigger Prowess on the Swift Spear. Maybe you turn one to Dragon's Rage Channeler, which then you can put into your graveyard. You now have an artifact, you now put an additional card in there, and now your Cori-Steel Cutter is going off as well. A lot of ways to get free spells in here, and you're just doing a lot of powerful things that don't exist in the other formats, although the kind of ability for you to get off spells per turn is now increased significantly. In Pioneer and Standard, you are paying the cost for your spells. In Modern, and as you will see in Legacy, you are able to take advantage of free spells in different ways, whether it be through interaction or being offensive or defensive. There are different free spells that you can use to keep your triggering of your Cori-Steel Cutter to create an offensive board on the flip side. Your opponent always has to think about it. There are multiple things that they have to account for when it comes to cards in graveyard and cards in hand. And so it feels like a deck that can really come out of nowhere, whereas it's a little bit more televised when it comes to the Standard in Pioneer environment. So Cori-Steel Cutter getting a lot of value in terms of the free spells with the introduction of a format like Modern. Now, when it comes to the final format that I want to talk about, we are going to talk about Legacy. Now, Blue is making a big comeback in a big way when it comes to the keeping the policing of the combo decks at the format. There are a fair amount at the top. You can consider Dimir Reanimator a combo deck with a quote-unquote combo finish, Dimir Tempo being more true to a blue style mid-range control style list, not being that hard control that maybe something like Lands is. But really what you're looking at is there are the combo decks that are Oops All Spells, Mystic Forge. You might think of something like Sneak and Show as a more like combo-ish list, and Cephalid Breakfast. Then after that, you have the blue-based strategies that are the Force of Will decks, the Force of Will Days decks. You are looking at Dimir Temple, Dimir Reanimator, Is It Delver, Sneak and Show technically is that as well, and then Doomsday is, I should have mentioned that as part of the combo as well if I didn't. But then you have some mid-range decks and some big mana decks, but really in this world of Legacy, where you have free cards and a lot of powerful things happening in terms of reanimations, instant wins on turn 1. There's a lot of crazy things. How is Cori-Steel Cutter able to find its way in this metagame? Well, first we're looking at Is It Delver. And in many ways, as I mentioned, it is bringing back the playability of Lightning Bolt, being arguably the best removal spell in the format right now out of maybe Swords to Plowshares. There's room for Fatal Push in there, although it just doesn't grab some of the bigger stuff. Lightning Bolt having the versatility to grab creatures on the low end as well as hit face provides the deck with a lot of aggression. The key to this is, as with Modern, you have the Dragon's Rage Channeler in there, because as we see, the older the format gets, the more powerful your graveyard is. So feeding into your graveyard is going to be powerful to hyper-power cards like Murktide Regent, alongside using a lot of either free or 1-mana spells such as Brainstorm Lightning Bolt, and free spells such as Daze or Force of Will, Force of Negation. Again, your free spells in this case, unlike Modern, where these spells are more offensive, you have the Mishra's Baubles and the Mutagenic Growths and the Lava Darts. Here you still have Mishra's Bauble, of course, because you want to be able to trigger the Cori-Steel, but your spells here are more defensive because you, as the blue deck, need to act as part of the police of the format. You need to make sure you have the ability to stop what your opponent's doing, whether it be through the wastelands and stopping big, soul lands such as the City of Traders and the Ancient Tombs of the world and the Eldrazi temples, but you also want to be able to stop the reanimates and the combo finishes through your Force of Wills. Alongside that, once you resolve a Cori-Steel Cutter, you can really start to see how things get crazy here. So just like with Modern, you can go turn 2 Cori-Steel into Mishra's Bauble, you immediately have a 2/2 haster. So you're on board, you're attacking. Past that, because of the power of cards like Force of Will and Daze, you then are going to be able to react to your opponent and create more tokens while also stopping your opponent. The key is in the difference to Modern, you are not necessarily stopping your opponent at the same time as making more tokens on their turn. You are being defensive, but generally speaking, you are tapping out. If you have a Spell Pierce, you might want to keep that mana open and stay reactive, but generally speaking, that's not happening in Modern. You are going face, you are threatening your opponent, and you are making them have it, and you are chunking them down on the effectiveness of their mana in Modern, because you are just going to say, I have the Spell Pierce, I have the aggression, I can win. When it comes to Legacy, you are doing that, you are tapping out alongside the ability to be defensive. So once you have depleted your opponent's resources through countering their win conditions in Daze, forcing them into tricky mana situations, even with the Daze, forcing them to have the one and play off curve, as well as having Force of Will to hard stop any of that, then you are going to be able to continue to use the Cori-Steels to create an offensive alongside your Dragon's Rage Channeler, Brazen Borrower as your kind of answer all, True Name Nemesis as an unanswerable threat, and Murktide Regent as a way to get up and over top. Really what this deck is looking to do is be that temple plan, have that aggression in the lightning bolt to be able to throw them at your opponent's face, as well as be aggressive on the ground early while being able to answer some of the crazier threats that exist in the format. Having 4 Ponders and 4 Brainstorms also makes sure that you never lose out on any number of answers. You are going to be able to dig for them. You're going to be able to find them, whether it be a offensive threat or a defensive answer. You will be able to keep your hand stocked up while also creating a board and not losing any tempo. That's the key thing here, folks. Cori-Steel Cutter, in the older formats especially, is going to allow you to forward your game plan while not losing out on any tempo on the board. Cori-Steel Cutter allows you to create a threat for free while going about finding your other threats, your other answers, the ways to stop your opponent, whatever it is at the time. Are you going to be the offensive person? Are you on the defense? Who is the threat in that situation? The older the format is, the easier it is for you to go about these decisions, because you have the free spells and you are able to, have more efficient answers. You have literal draw 3s, and again, one of the best removal spells in the format alongside Force of Wills and Dazes. So Cori-Steel overall is having a big impact in all formats. Now, as I mentioned in the intro of the video, that is a quick go through of Cori-Steel Cutter and its effectiveness and its angles in a couple of different formats. Right now, we're going to hop into some of the gameplay. We're going to start off with some Pioneer, hop into some Modern, then some Legacy, and you're going to get to hopefully see the power of Cori-Steel and some of the aspects that I was talking about, whether it being aggressive and putting your opponent on the back pedal, or developing a threat density on board while being able to answer your opponent with your free spells. Let me know what you think of videos like this. If you want to see more of these type of kind of breakdowns of a single card across a couple of formats, this is, I think, like the second or third one that I've done at this point. I would love to continue this series. Again, big fan of constructed cards all throughout different formats with the amount that I play. So I'd really like to continue to showcase them. If you leave comments down below, maybe give me ideas on a card that you would like to see me showcase through different games and kind of walk through. For now, let's do some Cori-Steel nonsense. One goes first. We will try this double Cori-Steel. Let's see here. Is this hand fast enough? I did them all once though. Oh, line of the Guild Pact. Okay. Go Spirebluff pass. Okay. Okay. You just keep a one-lander? Oh my god, we kept a one-lander. All right. We kept a one-lander. I'll play Cori-Steel and pass. Next turn, I'm going to be making 2 tokens and we're swanging. Oh my god. Opponent, there's no way. Okay, I guess these are the people we're just going to have to take advantage of here today. We're going to do this. We'll play the Surveil one. Right, double trigger, take action, and take action. We'll put this, just too many lands, please. Oh my god. Oh my god. I would like to be able to double spell. Opponent, there's no way you kept this. What was, was the Leyline of the Guild Pack that worth it? What did we just do here? Oh my god. Crap. All right. Opponent. Something different here. Something truly different. All right. Please spell. That works. I was gonna say Cori-Steel really punishes bad draws. If you got bad draws, it's gonna punish you for it. Only got 4 cards in here. We are not casting anything anytime soon, so we'll just play that. I think opponent just concedes here. There's no way you stick around. There's no way. Yeah, you just kept a bad set of hands. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. They seem like it seems like we're playing against a deck that really we need removal for. We drop the Profts. And then we'll drop like, I don't know. Fire Impulse seems fine, actually. Aether Gust seems good. A Braid probably, and then the Brotherhood's End. Kind of want the other wipe, but I feel like we just keep to the removal. Like, I don't know why I'm removing Torch the Tower though. Kind of need that. I like that as a catch-all though. Keep the hazard. All right, just run it. Just run it. I'm not bored in this. I don't know what my opponent's playing. I don't know. My lack of knowledge of the Pioneer metagame and whatever my opponent is brewing. I mean, look, it's obvious. Cori-Steel Cutter is gonna punish the bad draws, right? The key is, are we going to be able to do this maybe where our opponent has a better draw? Opponent better choose to play first. Better choose to play first here. All right. Okay. I was gonna say it's serviceable. It's serviceable. So we will actually just play this. Stop on your turn, and then return this to your hand, just so you don't have access to that. Yeah, just so you don't have access to that. You put that away. Okay, we will play this. I forgot the Hall of the Storm Giants garbage again. Goddamn. Like, I'm just being dumb. No way! Let's go! Let's go. Look at this. Look at this garbage we're having to do. Look at this garbage we're having to do. Let's go. We are gonna Aether Gust that back to their hand. Yes, we are. We are a Hondo P Aether Gusting that back to their hand. Play it. Go ahead. Hey, yo, get out of here! What is this? What is this? Let's play let's drop the opts. The Spike Field Hazard I might want to hit the fish with, but get out of here. Put that away. Yes, we are gonna hazard the Mystic. I told y'all. This is hit the Mystic. Drop the Riverglide. Draw a card. Play Riverglide. We're gonna opt. Choose to discard. Yup. Put that away. Right. Oh, hold on now. I think we're on a holding pattern. We're gonna wait. We'll Treasure Cruise next turn. Yeah, we'll Treasure Cruise next turn. I don't know what our opponent is doing. Why did you keep this hand? Why did you keep this hand in any way, shape, or form? Why was this a good decision for you? Yeah, we're gonna definitely take the action for the Cori-Steel. Discard the sleight of hand, draw. Because we're choose. Yeah, we'll take this. The lands are gonna be more valuable to us. Play that. We will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pay a blue. Auto pay. We will not take the action of the thing here. Nice. Nice. Going for an attack. I don't know if this is showcased much, but like, look, you know what? We managed to take advantage of an opponent with bad draws. I don't know. It did something. I promise y'all, I already recorded the modern and legacy gameplay. It's much better. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll spin it. Cori-Steel in hand, preordain. It just sucks that we can't go first. Okay. Opponent, what do we got here? You have the makings of a good hand. Bobble. Some type of DRC deck. Okay. Are we up against Affinity? Not Affinity. Are we up against Prowess too? That'd be hilarious. Be absolutely hilarious. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's Prowess too. Okay, we are drawing a card. Thank you. We will be going Mountain into Swift Spear and get in for some damage. That's the plan. We're up against the Prowess mirror. We'll be able to see Steel Cutter on both sides. Steel Cutter on both sides here. Oh, we're playing white for what though? Interesting. Playing white for what though? Okay. Yo, same thing. Wait. Undo. Same situation. Let's do this. Let's play Steam Vents. Let's try and bolt this now. Do you have the mutagenic growth? I'll make you use it. Okay. Nope. Didn't wanna bother. That's fine. We will go bottom, top, draw that. That way we can trigger the Cori-Steel pretty easily. Let's see. Yeah, we can trigger that pretty easily next turn. But we are already at 14. All of us taking pretty, like, a lot of damage here. I mean, we took a swing. That was kind of the difference here. We took a free hit. Slick Shot Show Off. Do I set that up for next turn? Or am I supposed to just get this on board? I think I get this on board. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. Let's go expressive iteration. Let's start here. Card to put into our hand. Bottom, exile, play from exile. So in order to get our Cori-Steel, we got to take some damage here. It's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. I think we can set ourselves up at least with like another land. That'd be great. Okay. We'll go bottom, top, draw that. Go to combat, attack. Nice. Go to end. Okay. No removal spell for that. Or I mean, at least if you use a removal spell, you'd probably want to do it on your turn to just like maximize on prowess. What are the cards in your hand? You haven't played a land. What are we possibly playing right now? What are we possibly playing right now? Probably answers to Slick Shot Show Off, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, well, we're getting off two of these right now. We're going to see how far we can take this. Okay, so cast the Slick Shot Show Off. All right, trigger on both. Yes. Yes. If you beat me with like a big alpha swing on the swing back, like, you know, Slick Shot into like blah, 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 then sure. Let's go attack. Let's go mutagenic growth on the Slick Shot Show Off. I should just put this on the stack, yeah. All right. Big damage all around. You have to have like removal or something. Yeah, you bolt that. Okay, good. So that fizzles. Good. That's fine. Prowess trigger goes off. I had to force the situation. Right? That's all it was. I had to force the situation. I was not comfortable with the amount of nothing. Like we had lethal there, right? So you force the situation. Next turn, we can definitely double spell. Like next turn, we have lethal. It really just depends on like what they have. Yeah, so it seems like they might be setting up for a lethal situation here. And that's what I was worried about. It was, it's like one way or the other. Like if they have a prowess creature here, which it seems like they just can't seem to find, but they can definitely find it here. They go preordain into, you know, dig deep, find it, and then they have double lava dart in the yard. I'm dead. Oh, wow. Okay, so they just couldn't find it. All right, regardless, Cori-Steel was able to go end to end there in the mirror. How do you play the mirror? Like, into the Flood Moss seems pretty damn good. Maybe not the Violent Urges, because they might just go all in. I feel like Spell Pierces are pretty good. We drop like one Preordain. I feel like Pierces are pretty good. Into the Flood Moth for sure. Maybe like Unholy Heats? Or am I supposed to Spell Snare? Spell Snare seems kind of dumb. Am I supposed to just bring in more removal? This is going to be a removal mirror. On the draw, maybe I'll bring this in. I don't know. I don't know. I have the bolts. I have the lava darts. Okay. Regardless, if our opponent Shreks us, then we get to show off Slick Shot on both ends. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Honestly, I'll keep this. Not bad. Sure. Okay, let's go. We can get off to a pretty crazy start here. So we can do this. Go to combat, attack. Okay, so we already got some damage in on their side, which is great. They're gonna fetch, maybe play like a Cori-Steel here. Expressive Iteration or Slick Shot is chill. Slick Shot's pretty chill. Okay. What's great is the Slick Shot, like its power will never increase to that set. Okay, so they're doing all this. I wanted to play Cori-Steel here, but I'm pretty sure the correct call is Monastery Swiftspear Lightning Bolt. Pretty sure that's the correct call. Swiftspear Bolt seems like the correct thing to do. Because I'm going to take a lot of damage here, and I can't afford to do that next turn because they're going to be drawing so much. So we're going to have to fetch into Mountain, try and minimize our damage here. So down to 17. They go up to 7. Oh, I'm at 10. I'm at 10. Hopefully they don't have any more free spells. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Opponent, something on the stack. Like, I don't know if we're disconnecting or whatever. I was hoping to go... I mean, it's a dream, but was hoping to just go Wooded Foothills, Cori-Steel Cutter, Mutagenic Growth on the Swiftspear. It becomes a 4/5. I have a 2/2 Steel Cutter coming in, 6 damage. They're at 10. Turn after that, we go Swiftspear Lightning Bolt, like, or we just go Bolt. Let's see. A couple of things, like what's even like a really good draw here, like. I don't know, probably just like continuing to find free spells. Mishra's Bauble is just like a free trigger. Probably like if we're going to go Swiftspear into Bolt, like Bauble as a free trigger is going to be great. Just like how much damage do I need to like force through here? Okay, that was interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay, just like Moto problems. Another land is welcome, I will say. Okay, so you play the Swiftspear first. Then you bolt this. Right. And then we go in to just swing. I don't want to take too much here, right? Because they're going to be drawing a lot of cards. I have to be really careful about how much damage I'm taking. I have to be really careful. Like, I got really lucky that first game. I got really lucky. So let's see. They're at 12. I mean, yo, you don't play a blocker, you're losing, right? Is this white for Prismatic? What is white for? Yeah, white for Prismatic. Okay. Okay, Slick Shot set up. Okay, so we're gonna need to save up for that. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Trigger that, yep. We're gonna go Scalding Tarn, and we're gonna Mutagenic on the Swift Spear. So we get our Cori-Steel trigger, that's the key, right? Do we have lethal here? If I go Bolt down to 9, 6 and 3. Oh, I just have lethal. Okay. Hold on, I just have lethal. Hold on. I just have lethal. 6 and 3. Okay. All right. You can see how Cori-Steel is doing crazy stuff with the free spells as well, right? Like how hypercharged it really can be with free spells. So there you go. All right. We were able to kind of meme out the opponent here. All right. All right. All right. All right. Opponent can't be too happy about that. I don't know if this is a moto glitch at this point, but we got 9 damage on board. There isn't a single free spell I can think of that would be relevant here. Like Force of Vigor, yes, but like you're not playing Force of Vigor. If I get Force of Vigor here, I'm pretty sure they lose. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, we managed to get there. Yeah, I don't know. Opponent's probably just glitched out at this point. We'll just there you go. We can hop back into the play lobby. Let's hop into some legacy gameplay. Going first as the Cori-Steel deck. It's got to be good. All right, sure. Yes. This is what I'm looking for. Yes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. We're gonna thin the deck. We're gonna start off on Scalding Tarn, and we're gonna pass. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. The Force Protection too. Come on, be serious. Okay. Thundering Falls. Play this. We'll grab a Thundering Falls as well. I think we're up against the mirror. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go. I play into the days. Oh, no days. No days. No days in my days. Okay, all right. Too many lands, though, I will say. A little too many lands. A little too many lands. It's okay. Ponder to start. Okay. Ancient. Oh, okay. We're on thing. We're on show and tell. Okay. We're on show and tell. Oh my god, I almost messed that up. I probably should be countering this intuition. But here I am. It's the 3 cards. The target opponent chooses one, put that card into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put. If I'm gonna be honest. When you cast this spell. Unless someone give you Atraxa. You can shuffle all that back in. Yeah, you can shuffle all that back in. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. Okay. So you get your thing. Yo, be serious. How many lands am I drawing right now? Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. Yo, is this real life? Is this real life? What's going on right now? Yo, what's actually going on right now? This cannot be real life. Okay. You're gonna play around the days now? Okay. This cannot be real life. Just grab one Volk, thin the deck. Fine. Honestly, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I can't be that mad. Okay, it's gotta be this. I actually hate this so much. I hate this so much. All right, Cori-Steel onto this. Cori-Steel as just an equipment. Cori-Steel as just like a raw equipment coming in for damage. Coming in for damage. Let's go. Let's go. Coming in for damage. Let's go. Yo. Cori-Steel going head to head. It gives haste. It's relevant. It gives haste. Very, 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 very relevant. Okay. A lot of ancient tombs. A lot of ancient tombs. Please just spells. Like I just need spells. Okay. Yes. Put that into the damn graveyard. Undo. What are we drawing? What are we drawing? Okay, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is. I will take it. We will play the... Yo, this is the worst Murktide region I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a 3/3. I just want to play a second spell. I just want to cast a second spell. Yes. I just want to play a second spell. That's all this is. And we're going to give it to the... This is so dumb. This is so dumb. We're going to attack. We're going to attack. Folks, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're going to have to deal with an Atraxa. Yes, we're going to draw a card. It's going to be the only card we have left to force with. I'm trying to put a clock on them. I'm trying to put a clock on them. I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked we're actually doing this. Please. Please. What? It worked. It worked. No. No. You just couldn't find it. Oh my God. Cori-Steel actually went end to end. Oh my God. It actually worked. Okay. It's actually really hard. It's actually really hard. I think let's also bring in Pyroblast, because they're gonna have like show and tell. Like that's like just too slow. Can we move that? Thank you. I was like, hello. I think we dropped like both predicts, because like what the hell is that even about? And I think we just bring in Pyroblast. And do we just like metagame them? But like Daze seems like kind of bad if they're playing Soul Lands. Daze seems kind of bad. But I am like removing a critical, well, not really. Maybe this is correct. Yeah, maybe this is correct. Daze seems kind of bad. Daze seems kind of bad. But I'll keep on it. Especially on the draw. Daze seems like really bad. It might have just been correct to like remove all copies. But Daze seems pretty bad. We'll keep this. The Wasteland for the Soul Land isn't that bad. So. Okay. Okay. Cast. Okay. Do your fetch. Sure. What are you gonna keep on? What are you gonna keep on top for me to see? What are you gonna keep on top for me to view? Ooh, no stock up. We do not want stock ups, eh? All right. Tarn it is. We shall draw. We shall find ponder. Mistrise Village seems like a really damn good wasteland target, I will say. Seems like a pretty damn good wasteland target. Go Thundering Falls. Try and find a land. Keep that on top. That's great. That's just a-okay. That's just a-okay. So we're gonna go. Nothing too crazy just yet. Nothing too crazy. Misrage Village is definitely like going to be a target, but yeah, Misrage Village is definitely going to be a target. Well, let's see. I kind of don't want these bolts. That's the thing. Like right now, they could end up like helping to close out the game like later, but they're just not good right now. So I'm going to push them away. And we're just going to fetch. Grab a volcanic. Draw for turn. We're going to go wasteland. We are going to wasteland your Misrage Village because that sucks. We're going to take that away. Oh, okay. Word. What are we doing right now? Intuition. Okay. Intuition's fine. You can intuition. Give me an intuition pile. Give me an intuition pile. Let me see it. All right. Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, it's what you're supposed to do. It's just funny. It's what you're supposed to do. It's just funny. All right. So no force negation right now. That's fine. Okay. We're just going for it. Stock up. Yeah, I gotta let stock up go. That's not the card you fight over. Especially since I know you have a show and tell. You're not supposed to fight over stock up. I think I do this and pass. The wasteland might just be better. If they find another Misrise Village, then, you know. Ponder. Okay. Okay, so that's 3 of those gone. Let's do this. Oh, interesting. I think we go that and the bolt. Shuffle those away. The Pyroblasts are actually really good here. The Pyroblasts are actually really good. So we're going to go Wasteland. And then destroy your soul land. So you just don't have access to that fast mana should you want to sneak again. It forces them to have another mana to, okay, I was gonna say to cast sneak attack, but okay. Okay, well we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Doesn't work, sorry. Does not work. They tap for red, so that kind of tells me like, okay, that might be, they might have a Pyroblast themselves. So I gotta think about that. So we're gonna go cancel, hold on. We're just gonna draw 3 straight cards. That seems like the correct thing to do. Ooh, Force of Will. Do I force the Cori-Steel Cutter here? Like, is that really that relevant? Like, I understand I'm trying to showcase Cori-Steel Cutter, but I'm also trying to win the game. So is that appropriate to force? No, I don't think so. But also, it's kind of for the ha-has of it. Like, maybe... Hold on. Okay. I think we just do that and pass. Just play the slow game. I think we just do that and pass. Ponder, sure. Now, 3 show and tells are in the yard for them. 1 sneak attacks in there. 4 more targets. 4 more targets for intuition. Okay, they choose to shuffle, which is a good sign. We're going to play the Cori-Steel, right? And we are going to pass. If we need to get into a counterspell war, that counterspell war nets me a prowess token that's coming into attack. Probably have Pyroblast here, which really sucks. Okay. So if you're going to do all that, I'm at least going to get my... I mean, it doesn't really matter, but... yeah. It's not going to counter it, but still. It's going to trigger my Cori-Steel. Yes. I am going to draw the Mishra's Bauble because that's going to allow me to make another... oh my god, no! What are you cheating in? Exactly 15. All right, okay, fine. All right, let's go to next. I guess Daze is a lot better now to think about. Daze is a lot better now. There's nothing else I necessarily care about. You could bring in Consign for just like ETB triggers or something. Like, it's a thing. Consign for ETB triggers is a thing. And then the Hydroblast, I'm really only bringing into like destroy, like it's to help with counter wars. That's all this is about. But even then, the Unholy Heats seem like whatever. So maybe I just play Predict, one Consign. I think I just play 2 Predicts, to be honest, instead of the 1 Consign, and then submit. I don't think there's much else. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. So we click play, click yes to first. Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It does help us win some amount of counter wars. We will play this. We will do this. We will go. Yeah, draw the. Actually, no. Don't use the ability. Draw the land. Draw the land. That's fine. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm going to draw the negation, then I'm going to shuffle. And then I'm going to then ponder again. Volcanic, let's go ponder again. Sure. Sure. Okay, Thundering Falls comes in. I probably should just play the Mishra's Bauble at this point, but again. Ancient Tomb, yep. Okay. Sure, you can have an Omniscience. You can have an Omniscience. Sure. Let's do this. Let's go to our turn. Let's play Volcanic and Ponder. Any order and yes, because what the hell was all of that? Like, truly? Okay, we have like the double force here. So, all right. Let's see what you draw. Cunning Wish. Cunning Wish, okay. So we're protecting ourselves from surgical extraction just a little bit. Okay, Brainstorm is nice to eventually find some threats. That would be great. Sure. You have an Omniscience. You have a way to probably play the Omniscience now. Yeah, Surgical Extraction. Ooh. Just take a peek at my hand. Dragon's Rage Channeler is pretty fair. Okay. So now you're gonna look at my hand. You get a whole swath of like what's going on here. Arguably, I could brainstorm in response and put some things away, but okay. Surgical Extraction, interesting. Very interesting plays here. You saw how insane the hand is right now. Hydroblast is hilarious. Let's see if we can brainstorm lock ourselves. Let's put back Daze and Flooded Strand. Let's play a Polluted Delta. Let's play a Mishra's Bauble. Let's go Delta into Thundering Falls. Lightning Bolt into the graveyard, because that's just not a relevant Magic card right now. Pyroblast is a card that they draw, which is fair. Okay. They see what's in our hand. They see what's in our hand. Unfortunately, we just cannot find our threats. I mean, the deck is pretty threat light, right? The deck is pretty threat light. So that's pretty fair too. Go back to ours. Let's play a land. Let's play a bauble. We can hard cast Force of Will. Go back to ours. Go to main. Okay. See what they're gonna draw Stock Up next. Unfortunate. Stock Up's gonna be really good for them. I am not finding what I need right now. Okay. Fair. I can hard cast Daze and hard. God. I have all the counter spells in the world, which is something. I have all the counter spells in the world. Yes, cast your Stock Up. At least they're taking damage from their Ancient Tombs. That has to mean something. When I eventually resolve. Oh, the Mistridge Village is nasty. Okay, I need a wait. Speaking of needing something, I need a friggin' thing right now. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. There's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way this is how I draw it. I can't beat the Mistrise Village. I need a Wasteland. I can't beat the village. I just have to hope they don't have it. Yeah, okay. It looks like they don't have it. Okay. Please. Okay. Maybe, like... Okay. Okay, no fetchables. Just wanted to shuffle. Just take a look through. Please just don't have it. That's all I ask. No. Oh. We hard casting something? Wait, what did you do here? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Sure. Okay, so you have Omniscience. Okay. Okay, so we can counter this. You don't have the one to pay. Okay. Okay. Cori-Steel triggers. Okay. Force, pitch, negation, I guess. And then you lose to the swing back of the Cori. Yeah, you lose to the swing back of the Cori. Oh my god. It actually worked. It actually worked! Cori-Steel Cutter to the end, baby! Let's go! Woo! Cori-Steel Cutter in all formats. Wild. Let's do it. Oh, what a good game. What a good game.